what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Coach Davis, live from Gotham, y'all. We outside. Third live stream of the day. We grinding, y'all. We outside. Well, I'm hearing myself. Whoa. Yo, what's up, y'all? I was just hearing myself talk. I don't know, the live was tripping just now. Yo, we about to set up, we about to talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? So y'all tune in for this raw talk right here, y'all. Tune in. We got the dreads out today and all that. It's been a minute. We've been skied up for a minute. Yeah, bro, it's gotta focus up. That's what real men do, y'all. Just focus up. That's it. At the end of the day, bro, I'm just happy I'm not relapsing. You really want to know? It's a lot of BS going on this app, but I'm glad I'm not relapsing. Whoa! Whoa! Through all of the funny stuff going on, your boy still staying strong, right? None of that relapsing. That's a fact. Word. So stay strong on your journey. Look. In this video, we gonna talk about, for me, like gang stalking and why people want to gang stalk, and just what make. Let me tell you something about gang stalking. Number one, gang stalking does not happen to everybody. I need you to know that. I know we get caught up when we get gang stalk. If you could relate, because I don't know you niggas. I don't know if you niggas can relate or not. I just can speak for myself. Sometimes you can get caught up so much in your own form of gang stalking that you dealing with that you forget that the reason why you even getting gang stalked is because you are a chosen one. Let me tell you something right now. Niggas don't just gang stalk anybody, because like they say, right, time is money. You know, your time, what's the most valuable thing on this whole planet? Is our time. Who we give our time to, what we give our time to, how long we give our time to, when we take it away and give it back. Our time is all we have. So you got to think about it. What is going to make somebody stop what they doing to be watching you? What is it about you that makes people feel like they got to watch what you got going on? What is it about you that makes people feel like they got to try to get on your nerves, get a reaction out of you? You know what I'm saying? What is it about you? Right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Right? And I'm glowing out here. For me, appreciate the support, gang. Dropping them gems and we just getting started, right? So how these entities find us, chosen ones, to follow us? Government programming? That's a great question. That's a great question. Let's get to it, right? See, you have a magnetic kind of energy inside of you that I don't know, they kind of just get attracted to it like how do I explain this? Like a bee to a flower, like I don't know, like it's just like it's like a attraction thing. It's like what you got to understand about being high vibrational is that you're gonna attract low and high vibrations. You're not just gonna attract we gotta understand this about the journey. You're not just gonna attract good. I don't know why people think, oh, I'm on my spiritual journey. Why is bad stuff happening? You know why bad stuff is happening? Because when you're doing good, you're the most vulnerable. A lot of y'all ain't catch that. Let me say it again. When you're doing good, you're the most vulnerable. Why is that? Right? You know why? Because when you're doing good, you got more to lose. Let me say that again. When you're doing good, you got more to lose. That's why it makes you more of a target. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it, right? A motherfucker that got a badass energy, what the fuck he got to lose by still being a badass? What more do he got to lose? But you, when somebody being an asshole to you, you gotta sit there and be like, fuck, I'm trying. And then you just start going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got more to lose. You a target. You know, like the what's that the art of war, right? They say choose your battles wisely. The reason why you become a target to negative entities is because they're not just gonna get that ricochet back, right? They may get karma, but karma is not an automatic thing. People that have negative spirits, they don't mind betting on karma rather than betting on just that automatic ricochet of, like, let's say 2 negative spirits that match that energy going head to head. You'll come to realize that most negative entities don't want to clash with people that's going to clash right back. They end up wanting to clash with people that they see as trying to walk the other way. Then they want to walk behind you like, yo, where you going? Yo, hey, yo, come here. Hey, yo, I know you hear me. Hey, yo, why you going over there for? Hey, yo. And that's gang stalking. They see you trying to walk in the right direction, and they trying to get you to turn around and be like, yo, you see me over here trying to do the right thing, right? Fall back. You go over there. And go, for me, I'm over here. Right? But they want to bother you when you trying to walk the other way. Right? You know what I'm saying? It be hate, bro. It be hate because, listen, man, to be positive is not easy. It's not. Y'all see me struggle with it a lot on this app. You know what I'm saying? And all I could do, let me tell you something, right? Understand that gang stalking and monitoring spirits is a demonic, it's a spiritual attack, right? It's an attack on your spirit, right? To make you feel, a sort of like, discomfort, a sort of just like, type of energy that's just gonna make your spirit wanna, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, but like, you know what I'm saying? You know when you feel it. When you just feel like people they sending it at you. You just like, yo, oh man, bro, like. And then mind you, right? Let me tell you something about me with my gang stalking experience, right? As y'all can see, I be trying to stay focused on my positivity. And then people just start dissing me and throwing, you know what I'm saying stuff about me, trolling me a whole bunch. And then eventually I fold and I engage with the negativity, right? But what I want to tell you is this, right? Because see, what you got to understand about the spiritual journey is that it's going to come with that. It's going to come with you involving yourself with the BS. You're going to have moments where you get caught up in it. But how you win the battle is you got to always understand that it's never too late to take your power back. It's never too late. Just because you engage don't mean that you still can't step back and be like, yo, you know what? Let me fall back, bro. For me, let me fall back, right? Because let me tell you something about negative entities, which become spirits, which become people that get embodied with gang stalking and monitoring spirits and all that, right? They can easily just also step back and try to focus more on going in the right direction, right? But it's a journey, it's a process. What you'll come to realize about these gang stalking, monitoring spirits is that they are addicted to instant gratification. They would much rather, since they're already walking this way, they're like, yo, bro, I'm already walking this way. I'm not about to try to turn all the way back around and then try to walk all the way up that way too. And then not only do I got to turn all the way back around, I got bumps in the road. That's when I turn all the way back around just to try to get to that other side of the moving righteous and moving right. I got to turn around all the way back from the negativity, get over the humps and the barriers of the motivation for me to just want to turn right back around and go negative. I got to get over those humps. Then when I come back from over those humps, now I got to go back over here this way, and now I got to face all of those humps of trying to now, I had to get from being negative walk in the back to trying to be righteous. Then I walk and try to be righteous, and now I gotta stay righteous. It get difficult. It get difficult, bro. So, you know, just know that gang stalking is a, how do I say this? Gang stalking is like a crab in a barrel type of tactic, you heard? It's like, let me tell you something about it, you know, to go deeper, right? Now, let me tell you something about negative energy, right? When you arguing with somebody, or when you decide to finally just like, you gave up on the positivity, you kind of got caught up in the negativity, and you decide to just like, you know, give it that energy. Number one, you'll start to realize that that energy is very addictive. You know why? Because when you trying so hard to be righteous, it's a very like difficult battle. But now, you know what I'm saying, when you finally just like, you give out some of that negative energy, you'll realize that it's hard for you to come back and try to pull yourself out of it. It's like quicksand. It's like you could be as positive of a person as you want to be, but all it's going to take for you to do is step in that quicksand, bro, and you not going to be able to get out. You going to fall in. So we got to always try to just be mindful of that when we on our spiritual journey, right? But like, let's be real, right? We all know that being positive comes with like a sort of kind of frequency that, you know, it like makes you feel good, you know, and it comes with a form of like responsibility where it's like, you know, you got to protect it. You know what I'm saying? And with these monitoring, gang stalking spirits understand about negativity, whether they know it or they subconsciously know it. It's like, you know, for example, right, when you giving out that negative energy, right, you'll come to realize that it start to give you brain fog. You start to get brain fog. You know, you can't really think straight. You just like, you tapped in with like, you know, you just, now you riled up. You know why? Because you amping yourself up. Our greatest enemy is ourselves, bro. Like, let's really understand this whole YouTube journey I've been going through, right? I've been dealing with, you know, people trolling me on the internet. I've been dealing with people, other YouTubers trolling me, right? Now, let me try to break this down on a deeper level, right? Now, I decide to get on this app and beef with people that are gang stalking me through the comments or through like other YouTube channels, right? Now, pay attention to what I have to do in order to engage in that. I have to set up my phone, which is a mirror of myself. See, y'all are looking at me, but when I'm making this live stream right now, I'm looking at myself. So now, when I get on here and I'm giving out all of that negative energy, I am mirroring that energy right at myself. It is a spiritual attack, and it goes deep. So all of these YouTubers that's dissing me, all of these trolls that's trying to get me to act out of character, they are gang stalking demonic spirits that are trying to get me to mirror back energy on myself. Because all I'm doing is looking myself dead in the camera, and I'm shooting out negative energy thinking that I'm attacking somebody when I'm literally attacking myself. Like, it's crazy how like you try to be righteous, but then when you step into that negative energy, you end up just making yourself look stupid. Like, imagine how stupid that is. These people are tricking me out of my own greatness to the point where I am yelling at myself. I done made live streams spitting at the camera at myself. You say you are just figuring this out? No. I already fake knew this, but I wasn't trying to really think about that because I was just so caught up in the negativity. Let me go deeper. Like I said, right? It becomes very addictive where you feel like you just like can't pull yourself out of it. Right? But like I said, I feel like I got a lot of clarity about some things. So the addictive feeling that I felt towards the negativity is like, I don't really feel that like that no more. Because I got the clarity I need about a lot of situations that me, myself, I understand. Right? So let me go deeper, right? Ain't it funny that I've allowed these people on this app to try to trick me out of my spot into feeling like I gotta explain myself. when I'm literally staring at myself trying to overly explain myself when I already understand certain things. I allow these people to try to trick me out of my spot into feeling like I gotta overly explain myself to myself when I'm looking at myself right now as we speak. So now somebody in the comments may misunderstand me, and then I make it my responsibility to make a comment understand me looking at myself. It goes deep, right? Stop letting these gang stalking spirits, man, trick you out your spot, man. For real. You know, you just end up making yourself look stupid. It really be like that, bro. Like I said, bro, they don't just gang stalk anybody. So know that, right? When you feel that temptation, and if you know, appreciate the support, y'all. If you feel that temptation where now you just ready to flash out, just know that you are chosen and take your power back. See, we gotta understand, bro, that we can harvest energy, bro. We can steal people's energy the same way that they are trying to steal ours. Right? We can steal it. All we gotta do is steal it. Right? You know, and it's a difficult journey, man, because, you know, let me tell you something else about gang stalking that a lot of people may not know. Now, it's people out here that may never deal with gang stalking. And you know why? Because it's levels to gang stalking. Let me go deeper, right? Now, the reason why it's so easy for people to gang stalk me is because I made it easy for them. I told them a bunch of personal information about myself that makes it very easy for people to, you know, watch me and take me in to a certain degree. So I kind of pretty much made myself a target. Not that I care, but when I come back to my senses, I have to just understand that and understand, like, yo, bro, I made myself a target. Niggas could easily, you know what I'm saying? Niggas could easily come to my page and just feel like they connected to me in a way that makes it easy for them to just, like, gang stalk me. It makes it easy, you know? And that's why a lot of people are afraid to live their truth. If you really want to know, why are so many people out here not really trying to speak on certain things, right? Why do people, like, leave out some information and they speak on others? Why do they do that? Well, they do that because they don't want to make themselves a target. See, I'm going to be real. I wasn't really aware of these things like gang stalking and stuff like that before I got on this YouTube app. I wasn't aware. So I kind of got on this YouTube app with my heart on my sleeve. And it kind of worked against me. It definitely worked against me. But it didn't really at the same time because, right? It's like I said, right? Gang stalking is a form of, like, it's like a message that you are a chosen one, right? And let's go deeper, right? Now, I made it easy for people to gang stalk me, right? Now, that means that people are investing more time, more attention into me because they have more, you know, energy that they feel like they can harvest on because I made myself a target. You know what I'm saying? So that is, you know, just what I gotta keep on reminding myself to understand. Like, you know, you become even more of a target the more of yourself, like, the more real of a person that you try to be. You know why? Because, like, I really started understanding it like this, right? People look at me as somebody that, you know, I live my truth. I make people feel insecure about themselves because I'm living my truth unapologetically. And then what starts to happen is, like, right? Like I said, I told people a lot of information about myself, which made myself a target for gang stalking and all of that extra stuff, right? So now people can kind of see the potential in me. Kind of see like, yo, if he do decide to lock it down and lock it in, he could really do his thing out here. He could really be some, you know, really locked in. And because what you got to realize about low vibrational gang stalking and monitoring spirits is that they gang stalk and they monitor you because they insecure people. Now let me tell you something right now, bro. Let me tell you something right now. Anybody that feels the need, right, to gang stalk, monitor you and all that, yo, bro, bro, you gotta really understand, right? You don't got nothing else better to do but to watch me, but to gang stalk me, right? Let me tell you something about, like, just life in general, right? When you locked in and you focused on your own greatness and you really just like in your flow, you not worried about what nobody else doing, right? Like just imagine this, right? Imagine you going 365 days of no-fap, clean. Would you really care to go out your way to gang stalk somebody else and worry about what somebody else doing and watch somebody else? Bro, you're not gonna care. Because why? Because you got too much to lose to be worried about what everybody else doing. You gotta focus on your own stuff. So let me tell you something right now. The people that care enough to gang stalk you all day, they don't got nothing going on. And they not on shit. Them niggas is not on shit. Not. Saying like, not on nothing, bro. You can't be on nothing and you worried about what another man is doing. What another man is doing this and doing that and why he's saying this and saying that. If you really locked into doing your own thing, you could easily just like, yo, I'ma rock with what worked for me and that's shit. Like, I'm not really worried about what everybody else doing because I gotta wake up early in the morning to go to the gym. Then after that, I gotta go to work and then I gotta do this, do that. Why do we got grown-ass men getting on this app dissing other niggas and shit? Like, let's not even talk about the niggas that's dissing me. Let's just talk about niggas in general. What the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas going out y'all motherfucking way to be watching and hawking another nigga so you can make diss videos about niggas, bro? I don't know. I'm the type of nigga, I'm not gonna go out my way to diss you. If I see you on like you just moving like a bozo, I might just be like, yo, I'm not watching that. I'm not entertaining that. None of that. Like, that's how I move. I'm not about to be, oh, let me expose him. Let me show the people that he care. I don't know. Yeah, bro. I'm not, at least me, bro. Like, me, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, like, I don't know if that was a gunshot or if they doing construction over there, but it might have been a gunshot. Probably was. I mean, but we in the trenches though, so that's regular. And shit. You heard that, right? It sound like they let that off. I don't know what that was, but that was something serious. That was something serious. Said, Coach, do you think racism is a form of gang stalking? I lived in the shelter too, and there was nothing but my own people in there. Racism could definitely be a form of gang stalking because, like, those times is over, so it's like, bro, get over it. Why are you still worried talking about you hate a whole nother race, bro? That's what I'm saying. People just be so down bad that they don't got nothing better else to do but to put out negativity. You cannot tell me that you get into a bag. You focused on your own mental health, your discipline, your own flow and all that. And you mean to tell me you got it in your heart to still be hating on other people? If you focused on your own greatness, ain't you supposed to be feeling good? Like, yo, listen, I found my little flow out here. I know what I need to do and all that. Let me just lock in with that. Right? I don't know. Alright? For me, I feel like that's what people need to be focused on, bro. Just focus on just doing you. Focus on your NoFap, your SR. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, bro. Right? Now, you know the feeling of when you relapse from going on a nice little streak and then you relapse. You know how you feel that difference and it feel whack. Like, you could feel it in your body. You could feel it in your brain fog. You could probably feel it in your legs and all that. You could feel it in your flow state and all that. Now, imagine people that don't even know about these things. Imagine what they going through on a day-to-day basis, right? Let me further explain. Meaning that you will pretty much be gangstalked by everybody that is not on this journey. Everybody. You will be gangstalked. Right? Because when you walk in the room, it's just going to be something about your walk and about your flow state that's going to make people just feel like I said, bro, when people are insecure, they cannot help but compare themselves to other people because they don't know how to uplift themselves. So they got to watch somebody else to try to figure out how they going to uplift themselves through somebody else. That's why social media exists. So that people can feed off of other people's energy. Right? Why you think the first thing that people do when they wake up in the morning is what? Check their Instagram, check their Snapchat, check their Facebook, check their Twitter. Why are you, first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is you watching what everybody else is doing? Let me tell you something right now. That is a form of gang stalking. Bro, I don't care what nobody say. If the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is go watch somebody else, you are a gang stalker. Simple. So it's all type of forms of gang stalking and it's levels to gang stalking. You need to be focused on yourself. Right? Now, let me tell you something else about gang stalking, right? If the coach, I've been following you for a while, I finally deleted all that social media, only keep YouTube. That's fire, bro. Good for you. For me, let me tell you something, right? People, bro, like, they just, bro, people just mad, insecure, bro. Like, let me tell you something, right? Anybody that has, we all know, right? Even before we was aware of, you know, oh, like having a sight addiction is bad and it's not normal, whatever. We still always kind of low-key felt that guilt within our spirit. But like, yo, you kind of like felt that you lack that confidence to like approach women, to maybe have that dialect with a man to man, eye to eye, have that dialect with maybe even your family, with friends, with women, right? So now you end up becoming a gang stalker because of that. That's just how it be. Because you feeling guilty within your own spirit. You cannot even face yourself properly because you feeling guilt within your spirit because you can't even properly interact day to day. Which is why people get overly consumed with the metaverse. Because they know within their real reality that they don't feel comfortable. So that's why people take the internet and social media so serious. Everybody's so active on their Twitter and their Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You got people on Instagram, they following like thousands of people. And you scrolling, watching the thousands of people that you following. Imagine that, bro. We live in a time where people are addicted to the site, feel guilt and insecurity within their spirit because they cannot properly engage and interact with people. And then they watching other people's lives, got so much shit to say about other people, got so much, oh, this and that. But then next thing you know, your whole morning is down the drain. Yo, let me tell you something. We live in a time where a morning does not exist. The only time morning exists for these bots is if they have a morning 9 to 5. If they don't have a 9 to 5, nobody is up until 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Nobody is up. Absolutely nobody. I'm literally talking about 1% of the entire planet is up in the morning. And if they are up in the morning, they on their phone living their life. As soon as they wake up in the morning, they living their life on the internet. Oh, let me go see what my father was doing. As soon as you wake up, you pick up your phone off the charger, you check your notifications, you check your text messages, then you go Snapchat. Click, 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 click on a bunch of profiles. Instagram, let me watch some Instagram stories. Let me go click on some profiles. Let me go to the explore page. Then you got TikTok. Yo, bro. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. What's going on? What's going on out here? It's a bunch of gang stalkers going on. That's what's going on. So now I'm starting to understand why I deal with so much trolls. Because the majority of the world is gang stalkers anyway. So this is only the beginning. I'm about to deal with 1 million of them. This is not even nowhere near the amount of gang stalking I'm gonna deal with, bro. Let's talk about it, right? If I'm dealing with gang stalking and I have yet to be reached over 40 days for the past like 2 years, and I've been getting gang stalked non-stop, imagine what's gonna happen when I get to day 40, 90, 150, no fat, right? And then now I'm single. I'm not talking to no female. I'm not trying to have sex no more. I'm on my celibacy now. Now it's about to get real spooky because I'm gonna be really connected with my own spirit. Let me tell you the importance of celibacy, right? The importance of celibacy is that a lot of people want to have sex, but they don't want to sit and cultivate their own energy. You just want to, bro, you got to think about it, bro. Sex is spiritual, bro, because you are putting yourself inside of that person's body. That woman's body, you inside of that person's body. And then y'all are exchanging sexual energy, right? Your piece is all hard and throbbing. Her walls is all wet and she's screaming and yelling. And then you trying to hold your bust while you cracking. Y'all exchanging such a powerful energy. When yet, you yourself can't even cultivate your own energy, but you having sex? Let's just be real. We got to keep it real. Yo, listen, it's hard to duck, dodge, and weave sex. I'm not trying to sit here and say I'm better than nobody because I'm doing it now. Because I finally feel like I got the motivation to do it. But let me tell y'all something that y'all may be like struggling out here in the dating world. Y'all can't really maybe find y'all a good girl that's going to work for y'all. And you kind of just like, you growing and flowing out here trying to maybe wait one day till you find you that good missus and all that. You ain't missing out on nothing, gang. Keep on. And I'm not trying to throw no shade. Let me make that clear. I'm just saying the reason why I'm saying you're not missing out on nothing is because you have to cultivate your own sexual energy like Dragon Ball Z, bro. If you don't know how to turn that energy on, you know how like Goku, he could just like snap his fingers and that energy is just, you can see the orb all over him and all that. If you can't do that, why you even care to have sex? Because I always think, let's be real, what would you rather have? Would you rather have that super duper Goku type of aura, Vegeta type of aura, where you just could see it beaming off of your body, on the outside of your body? Bro, shout out to all my Dragon Ball Z fans out here. Or would you rather just be having sex? Yeah, sex feel good and all that. Feels amazing. But, I don't know. I feel like as fellas, we got to focus up on what's really more important, which is cultivating our masculine energy, bro. Right? Yo, bro. Men be gang stalking women. Stop gang stalking women. Bro, we gang stalkers on women, bro. Let's be real. Anybody that's addicted to the site, you are a gang stalker. Well, are you? Well, technically you are, because yeah, that's like I don't know, that's a tricky one right there. But like, it's technically gang stalking. Well, yeah, no, it is gang stalking. You know why? Because me, right? Just because I put myself out here, people feel like they have the right to disrespect me and use my own information against me, right? Same thing with these P-Hub stars. They get on these sites and they be butt naked and all that. And now we stalk them. Right? And mind you, these P-stars don't even want to be P-stars. They doing it because they feel like they don't have no other option. Right? If you ask a lot of these P-stars, they'll tell you, I'm just trying to get some money. Why don't you go watch Mia Khalifa? Why don't you go watch Lana Rose, where she did an interview where they both said that they was just trying to get a bag. Shout out to support in the building, man. Yeah, man. Now, you gotta understand, bro. Like I said, let's go back on topic, right? If you are addicted to when you wake up in the morning, I need you to notice, anybody that's watching this video right now, if you wake up tomorrow and you scrolling on your social media, stop gang stalking. Stop gang stalking, bro. What you need to do is look in the mirror and be like, yo, how can I become more attractive? You see how I'm looking in the mirror myself? Yo, what can I do to be more attractive? Okay, I need to take care of my dreads. Okay, I need to, maybe I need to get a new sweater, I like this kind of sweater. I'm gonna get the same one, but I'm gonna get a brand new one, right? I want to get my knuckles to be sharper. Let me sharpen up my knuckles and all that, so I can feel more confident in my knuckle game. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep on tightening up my jawline and all that. You know what I'm saying? Let me grow my facial hair. Let me make sure I get the glow, so that you can see it beaming on my eyes and see my aura and all that. Let me focus on, all right, how many push-ups I need to do today to feel like I'm stronger, all right? So now you wake up in the morning, you do your flexing and all that. You flex your body, and you like, all right, if I do 200 push-ups today, let me just flex in the mirror again to just see what it did. You do your 200 push-ups, go back. All right, it's working. You need to be gang stalking yourself. Wake up. Wake up, fellas. When you gonna gang stalk yourself? You know why? You know what it means to gang stalk yourself? Because every time you watch yourself, you are gonna have a bunch of negative and positive and visionary thoughts. It's a whole bunch of different yous that it. Yo, bro, I'm too goated for this. Yo, bro, I'm a goat. I don't care what nobody say. I be breaking that joint down. It's time for you to gang stalk yourself on this journey. And, you're gonna have a you that's negative. You're gonna have a you that's positive. You're gonna have a you that's a visionary. Right? It's all different kinds of yous. You're gonna have a you that's a sight addict. You're gonna have a you that's a sex addict. You're gonna have a you that's a food addict, a bad diet addict. Right? I can keep on going on. You're gonna have a you that's a weed addict. You're gonna have a you that's a drug addict. You're gonna have a you that's a spending money addict. And then you just look in the mirror and you gang stalk yourself to figure out which me am I gonna be today. Woo! Oh my God, bro. I be breaking that shit, yo, bro. Yo, bro, I am the GOAT. I am the GOAT. You saw I just broke that down? Yo, bro, I just broke that down, bro. If you don't get that, I don't know. Yeah, Troll's not here because I'm glowing and all that. That's another thing. Like with all of the, the YouTube just shenanigans going on, a part of me, a part of me is hoping that they just they believe all of the cap. Like, all right, I got exposed. That's great. I got exposed. So now when y'all see me go live, y'all gonna feel like, nah, we don't feel like bothering him today because he got exposed. And that's exactly what I want you to do. Just know that I'm not gonna fight for you to come troll me again. What you think this is, bro? You think I'm about to defend myself to the death? Be like, no. You think I'm about to do all that to defend myself? No, man. No, I want y'all to believe that I got exposed. I hope that y'all believe it. I already spoke on that enough, bro. I don't even, word. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I'm just focused on my greatness right now, bro. Like, I'm just so happy that I did not relapse on NoFap. Look, they trying to make you relapse. Yo, look, Sir Robinson is in here, you know, shooting his shots, talking about he think I'm so fine and all that. You know who really want to say that? Everybody that's gangstalking you really want to say that. Because everybody that know that you on SR NoFap, and then they want to send you a bunch of negative energy, they want you to go back to the crib and be laying on your back, spanking your meat. They the ones that think that you so fine. Yo, so that's Sir Robinson, all of these people that's gangster, that's how they really feel. That's how they feel. They want to make you stressed out and make you want to go seek out instant gratification so you can spank your meat. Like, yo, I'm stressed out. I got a headache because all of this negative energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was literally just sitting in the shelter doing that just now. Like, yo, bro, I got a headache. Like, it's a lot of BS going on right now. Yo, bro. Then I just had the brain. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, you know what? I'm about to go live and just talk my talk, bro. And I just came outside. You know what I'm saying? They want to make you relapse. They want you to feel like, what's the purpose of me trying to... Because look, you trying to move righteous. They see you walking that way. They over here like, yo, why you walking over there for? Why don't you come over here, you heard? You don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. And then you trying so hard to keep walking, you just turn around, you like, what? And then the more you engage with that shit, the more you keep on walking in their direction. And then now you realize that you walked so far past where you was already headed. Now you like, yo, now I gotta walk back over there. And then when I try to walk back over there, they still gonna try to be on my piece, trying to get me to come back. And then sometimes when you on your spiritual ascension, your spiritual awakening, you get caught up in going from positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. A lot of people not gonna be real with y'all like that on the spiritual journey, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna get caught up in going negative to positive, negative, positive, negative. And this is what I'm saying. On your spiritual awakening, you are the most vulnerable. You know why? Because you just starting to come to those downloads. You just starting to come to those clarities. You just starting to come to who you are and who you stand to be and who you gotta work towards becoming. So you starting to understand a lot of things and you taking on a lot of shit. Which makes you at a very vulnerable place because now on your spiritual awakening, you gotta find yourself. Like, all right, I got a whole lot of stuff going on. I've been moving wrong for so long. I keep on getting caught up still, making the same mistakes. And I gotta put in all of this work to try to get over there. I got more barriers in the way. And then you're going to realize on your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening, you're going to struggle to get over the first few humps. So, you know, you're going to struggle to get over those first few humps when you just starting to now wake up. And then that's going to scare you because you're going to be like, yo, if I'm struggling with these first little few humps, how in the hell am I going to go over there and keep that same energy over there? And you start making them excuses and then you just start just being on bullshit, bro. You gotta be careful. It's a spiritual warfare going on out here, man. Now, I'm not saying that you want me to relapse, Sir Robinson. I'm just saying, like, you know, it seems like the attraction that you feel for me, like, you actually genuinely feel that way. And like I said, I don't go that way, but respectfully appreciate the compliment. But what I mean is that the other people that send me a bunch of negative energy because they want to go back and forth, Sir Robinson, they like me a lot more than you do. That's the truth. You may like me, but like these people that send me negative energy all day, want me to go back and forth, they like me a lot more. Because see, you, Sir Robinson, you could just show love and say, yo, I think you're attractive. Yo, salute to you. And you kind of just could fall back. You don't really be doing too much. The people that be doing too much be the people that really, really, really like me because they want to have that dialect and they want to force it. They forcing that dialect. That's what negative energy is, right? When somebody is attacking you negatively, they are forcing dialect. That is forceful dialect, right? Because they don't even know how to have just regular dialect. They got to force it. That's forceful dialect. Why you can't just chill out and just, you know, just like show love. You don't got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. It's weird out here. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, man. This journey, bro, is tricky. I'm going to tell you something right now. Bro, there have been several occasions where I have been around a guy and his girl, and his girlfriend literally was staring at me so hard that I literally felt bad, bro. I don't know if y'all experienced that before, but I have literally. I was walking past like an ice cream shop, right, downtown Manhattan. It was a girl and her boyfriend. The boyfriend was facing that way. He didn't even see me. But she was facing my direction because they was like looking at each other. Bro, she literally could not take her eyes off me, bro. She literally could not take her eyes off me. And I was looking at her, but then like once I seen that she could not take her eyes off me, I just had to look away. I'm like, yo, that's messed up, bro. Bro, let me ask y'all something right now. How would you feel if you hanging out with your girlfriend and you just see her just stare at a guy to the point where you could tell she cannot take her eyes off that man? That, bro, that is tough. That is tough. That's tough. And I ain't even bragging about it. It just pertains to the conversation at hand, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I'm not feeding into the negativity. I'm focused on my own greatness. And I'm going to prove that to y'all. Look, let me admit something for the 100th time if I haven't said it already. The only reason why I've had the energy to engage with the negativity was because I was at a low vibration, relapsing. I'm going to promise you something right now. When I get my days up, y'all going to really see that I don't care for the negativity. You going to see. I'm not going to be engaging like that no more. The more that I keep on stacking my days, you're going to see that I do not care for the negativity. The only reason why I had it in me to engage was because I was at a low frequency. I was on day 0. That's why I was on here bugging out with y'all. Day 0. That's it. So now that I'm getting my days up, focused on getting my days up, bro, y'all not about to trick me out of my spot to relapse, bro. Because that's what they'll do. Like, you got to understand that it is a great responsibility to have and protect your sexual energy. Let's be real, right? Because like I said, we got to understand that our bodies are addicted. Our bodies are addicted to instant gratification. So when you are trying to move righteous and you got people trying to pick at you, and then you end up falling for it, then you got to come back and be positive. But then you fall for it, and then you got to try to come back and be positive. You end up giving yourself brain fog too, and then now you just want to instant gratification. Like, yo, I'm tired of going back and forth. I just want some instant gratification. Let me go bosh. Let me go watch the sight. Let me go watch some bubble butts. You know what I'm saying? Let me just give myself the reward of, like, you know what? It's hard for me to go on my spiritual journey and get it right. So I'm about to just reward myself, like, yo, and trick my brain into thinking that we already won. Show my brain, look, we already won. We got a fat booty on the screen right there. Let's just bust. We already won the battle, even though we going back and forth from negative to positive and feeding into the negativity and then coming back and being positive. You know what? I'm about to just watch the site, and I'm about to just give myself the gratification of that I won the battle. That's how I be. That's how I be. They trying to trick you out your spot, you heard? They trying to trick you out your spot. You know? But you got to understand that harnessing that frustration is a very beautiful thing. Right? See, now, we got to know that where we put our energy to is a very, very powerful thing. Because mind you, we are overcoming sight and sex addiction. So now we got all of this cultivated energy inside of us from not relapsing. So now we have to be very careful where we shoot that energy out at. I'm here in my frequency, right? Trying to be positive. And I'm harnessing that energy. I'm not relapsing, I'm harnessing that energy. Now somebody over there is sending me some negative energy. I'm still trying my best to harness it, but because they shooting me energy, it's making the harnessing a lot bigger. Now it's like, oh, now I gotta really tighten up because I got more energy. Oh, shit. But they keep on shooting it at you. But you don't understand that that's free energy. You kind of just get overwhelmed by the energy because it's not your own energy. And that's what I'm saying. That's how low vibrational we are. We are not supposed to be getting frustrated with other people sending their energy at us. Like, let's just be real. We are that addicted to instant gratification to the point where we feel entitled, to the point where we believe that it gives us the right to harm ourselves and relapse because we cannot take on the energy that somebody else is sending us. So we have to be accountable. Listen, my channel is all about accountability. I'm going to be holding myself accountable, and I'm going to try my best to hold y'all accountable. Right? So that's just what that comes down to. You know? And I'm speaking for those that can relate. Right? Anybody that catches themselves getting, sidetracked by people sending their energy at you, you have to take responsibility and understand that you are just weak. You are weak. Right? There should be no reason that people come on my channel and they send me a bunch of negative energy and I feel like I have the right to step outside of my frame and be negative. That is dumb. And I'm talking to myself saying that. Hey, yo, Coach Davis, all of this interacting with the trolls is dumb. Stop being dumb, Coach Davis. Stop interacting with the foolery. You smarter than that. Right? What sense do it make? We cultivate all of this magnetic energy, and then when you start attracting energy because you are a magnet, you get mad at bro. There's all type of different metals that will attach to that magnet. Doesn't mean all of the metal is going to be good metal, but all metal will attach itself to the magnet. Let me run that back. You are a magnet. There is all different forms of metal. Not all of the metal is good metal, but you are a magnet and you will attract it all. As long as you get close enough to the metal, you're going to attract it. It don't matter if it's good metal or it's not. You are magnetic. Let me say that one more time. Matter of fact, woman attraction is not cap. I don't know what you got going on, but woman attraction is not cap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was down bad with that pillow stuff, man. I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? I was really down bad with that pillow. Yo. I mean, like, I need y'all to understand, man. Like, woman attraction is very real. I need you to know that. Know that. You heard? Know that. Know that. I don't know what y'all talking about, you heard? But know that. Woman attraction is very real. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to just like, you are magnetic, bro. We are brought here to procreate with women. So the more magnetic energy that you are cultivating, you are going to attract women. Let me tell you how you attract women. Don't say a word. Just let them feel the energy from your eyes. So for all of y'all niggas that feel like, yo, I don't got no game. I don't know what to say to women. Don't say nothing. Look at them dead in their eyes and let them just feel the energy that's going to project out of your eyes. That's a fact. I had pillow attraction. Got me a nice fluffy pillow, and I was magnetic to wrapping it around my piece. Word! You know what I'm saying? My piece was a magnet to the fluffy pillow. Or that's what you want to hear? Because you want to just have fun on my channel, bro. Yeah, bro. My piece was a magnet to the pillow. It was a magnet. Yeah. Right. Really understand that, bro. You don't have to say nothing to women, bro. You have that magnetic energy that's in your eyes. Let your eyes do the talking, bro. You ain't got to say nothing, bro. Bro, let me tell you something about women. Women like mysterious men. Women like men that they just feel like just give off like a mysterious type of vibe. So don't try to sell her no dream and give her no game. Just look at her in her eye, bro. And just don't break eye contact. That's it. Right? Look. This is what I got to understand about my own journey. Right? I came on this internet app trying to be positive, trying to be inspirational, trying to be the epitome of hope, right? Because I'm homeless and I'm going through things and I'm trying to just inspire young men in general. I have attracted a lot of good energy, and I've also attracted a lot of bad. Now, every time I get on this app, I have a choice to make. When you decide to press that live stream, Coach Davis, what energy are you going to decide? Because you got to understand, you a magnet, right? But let's go deeper. You the kind of magnet that can stop metal from attaching itself to you. It goes that deep, right? Let me go deeper. Meaning, I'm a magnet, and y'all the metal. Let's say y'all the metal, and I'm the magnet. Because I'm on here as the influencer, as the content creator, and y'all are the metal that is getting attached to me. So now I have a choice to engage with which side of the, you know what I'm saying? I got a choice to make every time I get on here. And that's the only responsibility that you have out here as a magnetic, spiritual, high vibrational being. You have a choice to make. Every day you come outside, every day you go handle your business and do what you got to do, you have a choice to make. Who are you going to give your magnetic energy to? Because I need you to know something. The reason why people like to argue with you and you kind of feel like people just can't leave you alone, that's because you have a magnetic energy. Your energy is magnetic. That's why they cannot leave you alone. I had to really understand that myself. Why can't people, I got that magnetism. So all of y'all trolls and all of y'all YouTubers that be dissing me, y'all just reminded me of my own power, and I thank y'all for that. Because let's be real, if I got a bunch of grown men all over the world that's attached to me on a negative act, I'm not talking about the good, right? On a negative aspect, literally attached to always sending me negative energy, then imagine how I can make a woman feel. Right? Yo, Clint, didn't you, Yo, Clint, you still mad about how we was teasing you about, you paid that OnlyFans girl on Snapchat, you paid her like $250. You remember that, Clint? Tell me if I'm lying, Clint. Tell me if I'm lying, because I'm not about to sit here and let you cap right now. I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to let you sit here and cap. Did you or did you not get teased all in my group chat because you got finessed on Snapchat and you paid a girl $250 and she took your bread because you thought that y'all was going to link up? Yo, Clint, tell me if I'm lying. Am I lying? I don't know. Just let me know. Imagine you trying to troll me, but you did something way worse. You got finessed out of $250? You say, yes, sir. Not going to lie. I was down bad. All right. That's all I got to say. Look, I'm not even going to troll you no more. You admitted it, so I don't got nothing else to say. That's it. You was real enough to admit it, so I'm going to just let my comments have at you. I'm not even going to say nothing no more. So now y'all know, every time this man Clint try to come in my chat trying to do all that trolling, Y'all better remind him about himself. Like, yo, gang, you better be quiet. I don't know what you talking about, gang, but you was bucking. Yo, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro. Listen, man. Even when I told Jahad that on the phone, he was crying. Because he had mentioned you. He was like, yo, I feel like your fans be... I'm telling you, me and Jahad was really having a conversation. But like I said, I did not even mean to bring that up. Let's just act like I didn't say that. I didn't even mean to say. I don't even remember what I just said. Who I just... Oh, all right. I don't even know. If you feel like your ex-girlfriend is gang stalking you, right? Let me tell you something about my baby moms, right? My baby moms is gang stalking me in a way, right? Because she's trying to attack me spiritually by not letting me, you know, speak to my son through her, right? But she's stalking me on Instagram, right? Let me tell you why. When I got back on Instagram, I hit up my baby moms, right? And I hit up, I was like, yo, right? I hit up, I was like, yo, and she didn't respond. So what I did to try to get her attention so she know it's me, I liked all of her pictures. Now she came to my Instagram story, she was watching it, right? She fell back, right? Next day I go to check her profile again. I'm like, yo, she's still not gonna respond to my, like, I'm trying to talk to my son. Why is she trying to act like I'm still trying to talk to her, bro? Jeez, bro. So now I wake up, I go try to check her profile again. She blocked me. But look, look, watch this. She blocks me. Then later on that day, I don't know why, later on that day, some told me to check her profile one more time. She unblocked me. Somebody help me understand that? So, you blocked me. You was watching my Instagram story, and then you woke up the next morning and you blocked me. Then a couple hours later, you unblocked me. And then I had to ask myself, I'm like, yo, am I bugging? Like, did she really even block me in the first place? So I went back to her post to go see. If my likes was still there on her pictures. All of my likes was gone. I was like, yeah, she blocked me because I just liked all of your pictures and now all of my likes disappeared. Why is that? Oh, because you blocked me. But what made you change your mind? I don't know. Yo, bro, she do not want money. I'm going to tell you something right now. I have hit her up on several occasions like, yo, I got some bread for my son. And she has ignored me. That is gang stalking in a different way. Because she knows that I have to try to be on top of her in a way because I have to try to get to my son through her. And she watching me from the sideline, giving me a hard time on purpose. Right? That's like, that's a different type of like, that's like a monitoring type of gang stalking. Like, so I'm saying, like, again, I'm just trying to focus on my greatness. That's it. Yeah, she couldn't help it. He said $500. Wait, what you talking? Oh, you a troll. I ain't even mean it. Right? Even my ex-girlfriend, she admitted to, like, imagine, can y'all help me understand this, bro? Why are you making videos about me talking about I'm abusive and I did all of this abusing to you? And then you watching me on Instagram. And then you talking about that you talking to a whole nother dude And she like, yeah, I just had my fun with another dude. We ain't have sex or nothing, but just know I had my fun. And it's like, why did you feel the need to tell me that? Why did you feel the need to tell me that? Why? Because you gang stalking me. You trying to attack me spiritually because you thought that I was going to be like, bro, just live your life. All right? You don't got to tell me what you're doing. All right? She said that I called her while she was with a whole nother dude. I did not call you, bro. It was probably one of them trolls, my guy. Bro, I'm the type of person, bro. Once my ex-girl is talking to a new dude, you don't exist to me no more. All right? We only talking about this right now because it pertains to the topic of gang stalking. Don't be on the internet talking about I'm this and I'm that, and you talking to a whole nother dude, but you still watching me. You still listening to my music, and you watching me on Instagram, an app that you are not even active on. Why are you watching me when I'm such a bad person? Why are you watching me? Why? Right? Why you got people trying to make YouTube diss videos about me trying to steal my subscribers when all you got to do is just game, bro? You mean to tell me niggas ain't gang stalking me, bro? Why do you feel the need to try to take my subs? Why are you trying to come target somebody that you know is an easy target? I made myself an easy target because I tell people about all of my ups and downs. So all you got to do is laugh about it and joke about it, and then people are going to find entertainment in that. It's simple, bro. Like, he acting like he did some whole, like, yo, I exposed you. Bro, all you did was do a reaction video to something I already said. Yo, why you homeless and you be relapsing? Yo, I'm so much better than this dude, bro. Like, why he be in the shelter? He be relapsing, bro. Who do that? Like, word, like, ain't you about to be 20, 30 years old? How you in a shelter and you relapsing? Bro, that's too easy. Like, why don't you go fight somebody your own size? Hypothetically speaking, meaning, why don't you go try to troll somebody that is just as mysterious as you, that don't really want to speak on? Why you gonna come try to target somebody that's an easy target? It's easy to try to troll me. All you gotta do is do a reaction video to one of my videos of me exposing myself. And then you gaining subs off that. You feel like you doing something. Yo, Juwan, you still be saying that shit? Yawa? What's up, gang? What's up, gang? For me, like, oh, y'all, listen, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now, bro. When you on your no-fap and your SR journey and you going to your regular job, you know what I'm saying, and you around your family that's not really on that, just know that the energy of the calm, look. This go for anybody, whether it be your parents, whether it be your co-workers, your manager. Let me tell you something about managers, right? If you try to have a conversation with your manager and you on that SR no-fap energy where you can look your manager dead square his eye and you can really talk about how you feel about certain things, even if you could do that in a respectful manner, you still gonna come to realize that what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? You still gonna realize that they are gonna take it, they gonna feel some type of way. They're gonna be like, yo, why you trying to talk to me like they gonna feel like you trying to belittle them. Because they not on that energy, so they don't have that type of grounded energy that you have. They still got that guilt in their spirit. They got that guilt in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? They got that pride and that ego, right? Because guilt manifests a bunch of pride and ego, right? The more guilt that you feel in your spirit, the greater your pride and ego will be. Because that is a form of fight or flight spiritually. You are spiritually trying to protect yourself by increasing your fight or flight mode, by increasing your ego and your pride. So now, when you increase your ego and your pride, you just start to take unnecessary stuff personal. You know, you could be trying to have an actual conversation. Somebody gonna be like, "Yo, why you talking to me like that though? Like, why you gotta be?" And you like, "Yo, I'm not being disrespectful. What you mean? Like, I'm just." But because you just see what starts to happen when you cultivating that energy on SR no fap, you start to just move with an unapologetic type of vibe. Like, yo, listen, I'm feeling good. I'm out here, and then you start to just like you treat everybody with a collective type of energy where it's like, I'ma do me. I'ma treat people with respect, but I'ma stand on who I am. And people are gonna hate you for that because they don't have that same type of like walk outside with that swag. You know why? Because everybody waking up fresh in the morning, beating on their meat. Everybody waking up fresh in the morning and they beat on their meat so much every day that they don't even wake up in the morning with a stiffy. And let me tell you something. If you don't wake up in the morning with a stiffy, my guy, that is a problem. If you a man and you don't wake up horny in the morning, that is a problem. That means that you don't have that motivation. That is where that motivation supposed to come from. You supposed to wake up with your joint up, and now you can't sleep no more, no homo, right? We just gonna talk like real man to man. Now you feel like you can't sleep now because like you just gotta get up, right? Because what that energy used to do to you is that you would get up, you know, sexually, you would be up, and then you would just go, you wake up in the morning and go straight to the site. And then now you depleted all of your, you completed all of your creative life force. And then you wonder why you be outside feeling all like, yo, what? And then you want to blame it on this and blame it on that, blame it on this. Bro, you don't have no life force. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you got life force energy, you could be in a homeless shelter like me, and you can still wake up in the morning with that energy, with that motivation. Let me help y'all understand how powerful that energy is. Ain't no excuses if you waking up in the morning without that motivation. If you waking up without that motivation, you don't have life force, and you need to stop relapsing on no fat. Because as long as I'm doing my thing on no fat, bro, I could wake up every day and feel like I got that motivation to wake up early in the morning and go to the gym, go hit my workout, and then go do my grind and go make my money. I could do that every single day. Easily. But it starts to become difficult when you waking up in the morning feeling all, you know what I'm saying, because last night you was spanking your meat. Then you woke up in the morning and you just lacking that. Bro, look, this is how detrimental this journey is. Everybody got a bad diet. So your colon is swollen, pushing up against your prostate, overly activating your prostate, overly activating just like your prostate fluid, right? What is semen made of? Your semen is made of prostate fluid as well. A lot of prostate fluid is in your semen. So a lot of y'all be thinking, you know, let me tell you something about these bots. They be busting a whole bunch of gallons thinking that they busting out semen. It gets to the point where they so drained, they just busting out straight prostate fluid. They're not even busting out no semen. And then some dudes be wondering like, yo, I be having sex with my girlfriend raw, why I can't have no kids? Because you have no seed. You just got prostate fluid. That's part of the reason, but that's a whole nother conversation, right? Everybody eating bad, right? Let me tell you how important sleep is, right? Everybody that's on a no-fap and SR journey, get as much sleep as you possibly can. But it's tricky though, because this don't really pertain to the people that got a bad diet. Because you're going to always end up shooting yourself in the foot again when you go to sleep. Before you go to sleep, you eating some bullshit. And then, right before niggas go to sleep, they eat a big-ass bullshit dinner. And then when they at nighttime, they scrolling on their phone. Then they end up coming across a Instagram model. And then they spanking their meat. So now you go to sleep and your body finally has the opportunity to like heal itself. So now it has to heal itself of all of the life force energy that you got rid of through edging and watching the site all day. Now it has to try to heal and reprogram your brain. Now it has to try to heal your insides and your gut and your food that you clogging up. That's why none of y'all get good sleep, and y'all be wondering, Why I be waking up feeling like I don't got enough sleep ever in life? Well, hopefully I just gave you the clarity. Reason why is because you making life harder than it needs to be. Right? That's the real problem. Life shouldn't be that difficult. Just stop watching the sight. Stop eating bullshit. Right? And when you go on that vegan, that real vegan life journey, like that 2.0, a lot of y'all not ready for that, and that's cool. I'm going to keep on trying to inspire y'all to do that. Right? Because y'all need to understand, bro, you're making your body work way too hard, bro. That's why life is beating the fuck out of you, because you are beating the fuck out of yourself. Bro, the only time that you have to relax is when you sleeping. That is the only time that you can relax. And yet, that is the only time that your body has to recuperate all of the damage that you've been doing to yourself throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout your life. The reason why you even survive on this planet, as long as you did, is because of sleep. When your body has a time to finally just be still, and your body can just focus on healing up. Your body don't got to worry about being outside dealing with fight or flight mode. Your body don't got to worry about being outside with the temptation to eat bullshit. Your body don't got to deal with the temptation of, having careless sex. Your body don't got to deal with the temptation of watching a sight. Right? Your body is sleeping, so now it could just be like, all right, let's focus on working. So now your body is working while you sleeping, and then when you wake up, your body got to work again, and then you just work until your body's like, yo, and then people wonder why they have a heart attack. People wonder why they have a stroke. People wonder why body just starts shutting down, and they legs don't feel as strong no more. They lower back start hurting. They starting to feel like they just getting older. Bro, your body is going through hell trying to keep you alive. Your body is going through hell. You know what I'm saying? This is the healthiest I ever felt. I know y'all can feel it in my energy, bro. I look amazing. I don't care what nobody say. I feel and look amazing. And mind you, I have not done my dreads in about 6 months. I haven't even done my dreads in 6 months. The only thing I've done is I've gotten my shape up and all that. But my dreads still seem to, they look like they getting, they turning into real dreads and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on day 25. So let me tell y'all something about gang stalking a little bit more, right? You will be gang stalked the higher days that you go, right? Because people will kind of, hold you to that pedestal because you have more to lose. So now when you give people your energy, it's like they feel honored to interact with you because you have more to lose. For example, when you on your SR NoFap journey, you cultivating all of that magnetic energy, and then you give it to this one girl, you're going to make that girl feel like she's so special because you have that magnetic energy. So all you got to do is direct your energy at that girl and say, hey, how you doing, beautiful? You looking good today. And just every time you direct your energy at her, every time you do that, just know that she is going to feel very special. Very. You know what I'm saying? So y'all better be careful about who y'all give y'all energy to. Because like I said, you are magnetic. So don't be surprised when there's a woman that may be attached to you that can't, that just wants your energy. And just, don't be surprised if you got negative spirits that cannot leave you alone and just want to always just try to pick at you negatively. Right? You may have this coworker that just want to give you attitude. Your manager, your peoples in your household just giving you random attitude. You know why? Let me tell you something about that, right? This is how you deal with gang stalking. You stand firm. When they give you that negative energy, right? You take it in. And then what you'll start to realize, right, is that the reason why they're giving you that attitude is because that is their way of protecting themselves, fight or flight wise. You are triggering their fight or flight mode by just existing as a high vibrational being on your high vibrational journey, not relapsing on no fap and SR, and you got a good diet, and you get good sleep. Yo, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, good diet, SR, no fap, and good sleep, and celibacy, you cultivating your own energy, yo, bro, that is a recipe to become a Dragon Ball Z character. I'm gonna tell you something right now. They don't want you to know that. You want to become a Dragon Ball Z character? Get good sleep. You know what I'm saying? Don't relapse on SR, no fap. Practice celibacy for a long period of time. Cultivate your energy, right? Because you got to think about it, bro. You can't be out here thinking that you can, you know, you transmuting energy into a woman having sex that you did not even cultivate yet. Why are you doing that? Why have I done that? I don't know. I mean, I guess I got my experience and I did what I did, but it really don't make sense to do that. Why are you transmuting something that you didn't even conquer and cultivate yourself? And you just want to transmute it and give it away to somebody else, and you yourself have not even got grounded in that energy. It goes deep. Right, we about to wrap this live stream up. Right? Like I told y'all, man, I'm working on it myself, but I need y'all to understand, bro. You are magnetic. Be careful who you give your energy to, because they will continue to gang stalk you. Try not to give the gang stalkers fuel, because you just existing is enough fuel for them to gang stalk your existence and to monitor you. You know why? Because it's something about your spirit that triggers their spirit in their fight or flight mode and their insecurities and their guilt. Because you just seem to walk around out here with a type of vibe that you don't seem to have no guilt in your spirit. Most people that are gang stalkers, you'll come to realize that they got a lot of guilt. You trigger their insecurities. So now they're gonna gang stalk you and monitor you to try to trigger you to get off your path so that you can stop triggering them. Because the reason why they gang stalk you is not because they choose to, it's because they have no choice. They just align with that low vibrational frequency, and you just align with that high vibrational frequency, and they cannot help it. And they hate that about you. All of these trolls that troll me, don't think that they make it their choice to come troll me. They literally don't have control over clicking on my videos. They don't have control. And I need them to know that I understand that. They don't have control. They have to check on me and see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm live? They can't wait to see me live, especially because now they got an actual chance to try to interact with my magnetic energy. That's why a lot of YouTubers be afraid to go live, and I get that, because you got to deal with a lot of energy. A lot of gang stalking, a lot of love, you know? You about to go ghost? Nah, I ain't about to go ghost. I'm locked in. I'm on day 25, no fap. I'm 5 days away from day 30. Hey, we locked in, you heard? We locked in, bro. That's all I care about right now, bro. Y'all need to know, man. One step at a time, bro. One step at a time. Focus on your no fap journey. You know what I'm saying? You know, to each his own, man. Me personally, I'm focused on my no fap journey because that's very important to me, man. Like, you just don't feel like no man when you beating your meat and you coming outside trying to act like you a man. It just don't work for real. It don't. You cannot sit here and act like you a man out here and you be beating your meat. You're not gonna feel like a man, for real. You're gonna feel like a half of a man, like a wannabe man. And that is not a good feeling when you a man trying to be a man. It just don't feel good. Right? These other men that's gonna gang stalk you, they don't feel like men, because if they was real men, they would not be watching another man trying to get a reaction out of another man. These people that are gang stalkers, bro, they are not real men. So any man that you get gang stalked by, just know that that is not a real man. That is a wannabe man. That is a very insecure man. Right? A very insecure man that gets a kick out of engaging with somebody that they feel like is on a right path. Engaging with somebody that they feel like your energy is just magnetic, right? Let me tell you something, right? As soon as they get the littlest of a reaction out of you, bro, it's gonna make their day. But then when they don't get that reaction out of you, they're gonna get really upset. And now you're probably wondering, right? Why would they get so upset when they shouldn't even be caring to engage with me at all? The reason why they get upset is because now they have to get mirrored back with their own energy that they tried to send at you. So now what you'll come to realize is that they become more desperate for a reaction. So they're gonna try to take it a lot further to try to get that reaction out of you. And I need you to know, don't fall for the trap. They just want a response because they don't want to be alone in that energy. Mind you, they created it, they manifested it, and they sent it, right? Now, it's your job and it's your responsibility to choose where you send your magnetic energy to, right? Now, when you leave them alone in that energy, look, in life, you're supposed to feel comfortable in your own energy by yourself, right? But when somebody is trolling you, they don't feel comfortable in that energy by themselves of just sending you negative energy. They don't feel comfortable in that. You have to coexist with them. You have to. And if you don't, they are going to relentlessly keep on trying to get you to coexist with them. And if you don't, I'm telling you, they're just gonna keep on being ricocheted with their own. They trapped in their own orb that they created for themselves. So you gotta leave them in that. Leave them in that, bro. Let people say what they want to say, man. You don't gotta keep on defending yourself out here. You don't gotta defend your name and all of that. Let people say and feel how they want to feel about you, bro. Because you'll come to realize that a lot of people don't even be really feeling no type of way about you. They really admire you. They just don't really know how to have that interaction with you because they lack that self-confidence to have that interaction. That is what you got to understand about these low vibrational beings, bro. They don't have it in them to have that real interaction with you because they insecure, guilt consumed. They are consumed by guilt. People that's consumed by guilt can't sit there man to man to have that convo and that dialect. Look you eye to eye, really talk to you man to man. They can't do that. They have to try to involve negativity in it because it makes it easier for them to feel like they can coexist with you. Yo, listen, man, we gonna talk more about this. I'm talking that. I dropped some gems. Look, we out. I'm about to spawn back in my my GTA. This is my GTA home right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to spawn back inside of here. So y'all have a good rest of y'all night and don't relapse. Peace and love. Batman out.